9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
You're listening to Goof on Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof on Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Goof on Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof on Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof on Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Welcome to Goof on Radio Stream. It is Sunday, June 7th, 2020. It is a special Sunday visitor show. Tonight is being brought to you by Angus Productions. Just want everybody to know that that is a new thing. Yes, Angus Productions will be seen more often. Yes, that is a shout out to the old dogster. Happy to say. He's a good man. Tonight's going to be great. And I am excited because the gentleman who's coming on is an experiencer who I think, don't know him a long time, but you could tell. You could tell already. He's got that critical thinking we all like. Doesn't believe everything just because he heard something, saw something, recorded something. UFO, ghost, spirit, I know it. Nope. There's some smarts here with this person. Who is this person? It is Doug Knipe. I hope I'm saying that correctly, who is also known as Gamevet02. Welcome to Goof on Radio Stream.
Thank you, Rich. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Did I get that right? Your last name, Knipe?
Yep, that's right.
I bet you get everybody. A lot of people say Knipe.
Yeah.
I hate my last name, Giordano. Giordano. So I'm glad you came on because it is a Sunday night, and it's night with the family usually, and that's the old ways anyway. I don't know about now. Now it's protests and lockdowns, but I want to ask you about some things. How are you doing with this with the lockdown, the COVID, the protests?
Well, I'm still driving truck every night, 5 days a week. Just working, doing that, and then on the weekends I try to come up with new stuff to do. Gutter, he had his little videos and stuff he was doing, and I enjoyed watching that, and then that kind of got me in the mood to think, hey, you know what? I've been having this ghost around with me for a long time, and I want to check it out, see if I can get some answers, and go from there. See if I can get it booted out of my house.
I see you have a ghost in your house right now.
Yeah, it's been around with me for a long time.
Oh God! Oh my God! I can't believe this. So you were driving even though there was a lockdown, right?
Right. Yeah.
What is it do you mind me asking? What do you do?
Sure. I drive a semi down to Wisconsin and back. It's about a 5-hour trip.
Wow. One way or both?
Both ways. Round trip.
Nice. That's not too bad, is it?
Yeah. It was actually nice with the lockdown because there's nobody on the road. So I didn't have anybody cutting me off and all that stuff. And
you must have loved it. Has it gotten back to the full? It hasn't really gotten back to its full traffic level yet, or has it?
Not well. For me, it seems normal. It seems back to normal now because I have a lot of cars on the road. Even though there's a curfew out, there's still a lot of cars on the road, and cutting off and doing all their weird stuff they do.
I can't. So you're driving a rig, like an 18-wheeler?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
Man, I've been driving for, probably the truck, let's say 12 years. I've been driving commercially for over 20.
Okay. I like having regular people on, not like these people that are in MUFON or who, like, well, you're a real person. I think I'm a real person. I think what we do, because you're a trucker, and I'm sure you're at night. You must see some things in the sky then.
Yeah. It's not even in the sky. It's alongside of the road, half the time. And what's really odd about this is, I'm a trucker. I've been a trucker for years. I have not really come across any truckers that actually talk about this subject. It seems like every time I talk to another trucker, they just kind of brush it off, whatever, and then they go on their merry way. They don't even talk about it.
Do you think it's because it's like a man's world, like truckers, you think they're like, I ain't seen no ghosts,
Right. Yeah.
These guys are truckers. I mean, they're not roadies, but what was another name for a trucker? What do you call you guys? Truckers?
Truckers.
Is that? I didn't know.
I don't know.
Well, that's interesting that you drive and you see things. So when you see things off to the side of the road, you're not talking like an accident. Are you talking like apparitions and stuff?
Yeah, like, was it about 9 months ago? I actually saw what they're called. If you look it up, they're called Bet spheres.
Yes, the silver spheres. They have a mind of their own.
Right, they're a basketball-sized sphere. It looks like stainless steel. Okay. Yeah. I was driving about 9 months ago. I was driving to one of my stops, and all of a sudden, I happened to catch something in the corner of my eye where the cops normally see. I look over, and here's 5 of these things hovering over the road. There's 3 on top, 2 on the bottom, and they're just sitting there. And I'm like, "What in the hell is that?" And I was maybe 15 miles away from my stop, so I stopped. Did my thing, sat at the table there. One of my coworkers, he was about 15 minutes behind me. Now, he came in. I thought I was losing my shit. I didn't know what I saw. So when my coworker came in the building, he had to walk past me to go to the counter to drop off his paperwork. He opens up the door, and he seemed like he was standing beside himself. He was just, I said, "What's the matter?" He says, "Oh, nothing." He just kind of walked by, and I've never seen him look like that ever. And then he sat at the table, and I didn't say a word to him. All I said was, did you see anything strange tonight?" He says, "Well, you know what? As a matter of fact, I did." I said, "What was that?" He says, "I swear to God, I saw these 5 balls hovering over the road. It was the exact same spot that I saw, and yeah, it was just insane." And he was just standing beside himself. He didn't know what to think about it. I said, "Well," I tried to be funny about it. I said, "Well, good. At least I know I'm not going nuts because I saw the same thing." And he says, "Yeah, I don't know what to make of it." Now, this guy, he used to race. He owned and he was a race car driver. He was a Top Fuel dragster race car driver.
Okay.
So he had his head on his shoulders. He knew what he was doing. You know, he's not a
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, he's not just somebody that just says stuff. And then I had an experience when I was younger back, and I told Gutter it was 94, but it was actually 93. Me and my buddy, we were camping, and we saw these lights flash in the sky, and we were in a tent, and all of a sudden these lights had just come on real slow. It was kind of a like that.
Yeah.
And when it got to its brightest point, you could almost see through yourself. I mean, I was talking to my buddy, and I had my hand up like this. The light turned on. It was so bright. My hand just looked bright red, like you held a flashlight to it on the back. And then it shut off. And I looked at my buddy. I said, "What in the hell was that?" He just stood there, or sat there, just, I don't know.
Wait, go back a second. Hold on, go back. So, did you feel anything with this when it was there?
What's that, the light?
Yeah, when you saw it, did you feel? Because it sounds like there was like some sort of wave displacement that made your hand flicker out.
No, it didn't flicker. It was
I
so
know,
bright
yeah.
that
Bad word.
it's all right. It was just so bright that it was almost like you could see through yourself.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Wow. Okay.
And then we were both we were both in shock. We were just sitting there. I said, "What the hell was that?" And he says, "I don't know." And then it happened again. And then I'm like, "Holy Christ, that's bright." I said, "What do you think? Somebody's outside shining their spotlight at us or something?" He says,
Yeah.
I don't know. And then it happened again. And by that point, I said, "All right, I got to see what the hell is going on." So I open up the tent, and he says to me, he grabs my arm, he says, "I don't know if that's a good idea." And I said, "Well, we're in a tent. If anything's going to happen, something's going to happen anyway. Who gives a shit?" So I open up the tent, go outside, and the light turns on again. And here I thought it would be coming from the road. No, it was coming up from above us, slowly turning on, staying lit, and then just shutting off. And with this light at its full brightness, it lit up everything around us, brighter than daylight. I mean, it was 2 a.m, darker than crap. We were on 5 acres of land. It was just jet black. And when this light turned on, like everything you could,
it's
from a mile
different
away,
than,
it was just,
yeah, it's like you can see the colors of the ground
like
and everything. Like it's daytime.
like noon, grass doesn't look bright green. It just looks dull green. With this light, it actually looked like it just thunderstormed out. It was bright green. All the colors were different. Because we were on a dirt road, and even the dirt road looked darker, than normal. And
Yeah.
just all the colors were just more vibrant because this light was so bright. It was so white. It was like almost whiter than an LED white light.
Can you explain again where you were again and where you saw it?
We were right in the town of, it's called Lake Elmo, Minnesota.
Were you in your house?
We were in my parents' property.
I want to get a visual of this because it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
what's happened. I mean yeah. So are you looking outside? Are you in the garage, or how?
No, we were out in the front yard.
Okay.
We were out in the front yard, and we had the tent set up outside and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, the house is on top of a hill, so you could see, a mile away at least, or whatever. You could just see all around you. It's just wide open fields. And yeah, I mean, when this light hit, there's like a little small airport, maybe 3 or 4 miles away from that location. When the light turned on, I mean, you could see their spotlight, their beacon light or whatever.
Yeah.
You could see the tower for that, with that clear as day and all that stuff. It was just insane. And then it didn't just turn on, turn off. It did it multiple times. And every time it would turn on and turn off, it was in a different spot. Like first it was here, and then it was over here, and then it was over here. It's just ridiculous. But it was all synchronized.
Oh, okay. Well, synchronized meaning intelligence that was behind it. So, well, do you think, what year was this again?
93.
Probably not a drone. Man, because we see videos like that, right? And then we say, it's a drone with a light on it, or it's an overlay of another video. It sounds like you saw something that is what we're seeing today even. It's weird.
Yeah.
And that was, what, 27 years ago?
Yeah, and then I know that guy you don't like, Corbell. He had an interview. He had an interview with one of the guys by Skinwalker. It was like The Hunt for Skinwalker, I think the movie was called.
Sure, yeah.
He had an interview after this had already happened that we saw with that kid, and the kid's explanation was the exact same as what mine and my friend has. If you listen to his story, it's like 2 seconds long or whatever, but his story sounds identical to ours. And I haven't heard that, story, back then in 93 or whatever. And then I saw that, and I'm like, I was beside myself then when I heard about that somebody else saw that same thing, and I didn't know what to think,
Without saying your age, how old were you then?
I was 18.
We'll figure it out. Okay. Wow. Okay. So you're not some young 8-10-year-old kid with this unbelievable, impressionable imagination. You're an adult. You've been out in the world a little bit probably by then. So do you think it could have been a government thing, or, I mean, did you hear anything with it?
Nothing. There was
nothing.
We didn't hear a damn thing. There was no, I know there was no clouds that night. And then when we saw the light, we didn't see any stars. We didn't hear any animals. We didn't hear anything when that light was going on. It was like whatever it was, it had to be huge, and it was directly over us.
Did anybody else report it?
I don't think so. I didn't hear anything about it, but I know my buddy, he said that a couple months later he was watching some talk show, and there was like 6 people on the talk show that saw the same exact thing. And they couldn't explain what it was.
Yeah, that's been seen throughout history. And I'm wondering now, man, that's just, is that the first time you had a sighting of a UFO?
That was the very first time, yep.
How about spirits? When did you start seeing them?
Oh, God, that was probably before that. That was probably when I was 14, 15.
Not that far before. So that's interesting. Right. You're coming into your manhood, because they say this about when women or girls hit that, puberty area and they get possessed, right? And there's something about when you're turning into a man or a woman, that change, that people have these experiences and they don't know why. I don't know if it's a hormone thing, like running through your cerebral, however you say it, cortex, cerebral. Holy crap, that was tough. But you know what I mean? So that started right as you're becoming man, pretty much. We peak at 18. So what do you think? You think the two are maybe connected? Well, let me say this. Do you think it's connected? And if not, do you think it is for some people? Maybe just for you.
I think it has a lot in common, because when we saw that light, it wasn't only just the light. It was after the light got done flashing. We actually heard, if you look up on YouTube, it's the Skinwalker sound, or like the call. Skinwalker call.
I know, yeah.
I found that just last week, and then I played it to my buddy that was there that saw the thing. He said that's the sound we heard. After the lights got done, he said that's the exact same sound, only it was the growl first and then the high.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So then that's when we said, okay, let's get the hell out of here. I mean, now I think if I were, if we had guns and all that stuff, if we were armed and all that, I'd want to see what the hell it was. I'd say,
Really?
okay, you know what?
Yeah.
I've had a good run. I've had a pretty good,
Yeah.
everything went pretty good. I've seen a lot of stuff, and I'd love to just see what the hell it was,
Did you have any, as a child, did you have any, I don't know, dreams about this? Do you remember? Or did it just start happening around 15? And like were you into it as a fan? And I don't know. I'm trying to dig in to find out why some of us are connected this way.
I got into it because I started noticing at the house things were off. Like I've been telling the guys, like right at 6 o'clock, my dad built the house on the property, and this is the same property we saw all this stuff. At 6 o'clock p.m., all of a sudden it would sound like a plastic bottle cap would smack on the table. And then after that, there was the garbage can lid would push down and then, snap back up because of the spring.
Yeah.
So that was right at 6 o'clock. And then I'm like, that's weird. And I tell my parents about it, and they're like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. They didn't believe anything. And I'd pick up certain things here and there, and then they'd just totally dismiss it. And I just, kept a running memory of everything that was going on. And then up until when I was 18, that's when we saw the lights. And then, I told them about it. And, oh, you must have been seeing stuff or whatever. No, you don't just see that. That's
you experience it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they do go hand in hand. I think for more people than others, if that makes sense.
Well, I'm almost to the point now, after all these years, thinking spirits and aliens are the same thing. I believe that. I don't know why I just changed my mind like about a year ago, but it's a feeling I've gotten. And I really do. I think there's a connection because a lot of people see aliens and spirits, but we don't hear about it as much as I think we would.
Yeah.
Like when you see all those ghost adventure shows and, there's so many of them. Nobody ever brings up the alien possibility when they're ghost hunting. I noticed they keep it strictly. I think they should do both at the same time. See if they see a UFO the night that guy saw the apparition. Maybe there was UFO reported.
Right.
And maybe these are aliens just, running through homes, and I don't know. Could be.
I have a weird story that people would think I was crazy for saying. I mean, there was a time in my life where I just got a divorce and I was, real down and depressed. And all of a sudden I was at a gas station. This guy walks up to me. He says, "Hey, Doug, I need to talk to you." No idea who this guy was. He was wearing a black suit, black tie, white shirt. Looked like he was from MIB or something. He had the briefcase. Like, who the hell's this jerk off? And then he goes and gets in the car, he asked me, do you have time to talk? And I said, not now, I have to go to work. He said, when's a good time? I said, I don't know, Friday, I'll be at the bar, like usual. And he says, okay, I'll see you there. I didn't tell him what bar or anything like that. I was at the bar Friday. The guy shows up, sits in my booth, and he says, yeah, we need to talk. He opens up his briefcase, starts fidgeting with the papers. He's going through the papers like crazy. I'm sitting there. I'm like, what do you need to talk to me about? He says, just 1 second. Fidgeting. Closes the briefcase. He says, well, I want to let you know that things aren't as bad as they seem. Things are going to get better. I said, how the hell do you know? I don't even know you. He said, just a second. He opens up his briefcase again, fidgets around with his papers again. And I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, why don't you just take all the papers out, and I can help you look for whatever you're looking for. He says, oh, I got it. He's fidgeting. I said, so how do you know me again? And he tried to avoid that question. And then he says, well, I tell you what, I honestly don't have time right now, but I want to tell you that things will get better. And honestly, he says, you will get married again, and you're going to have a kid, and things will look up. And I'm like, I was so down and depressed. I didn't know where the hell I was. And I said, oh, yeah, right, I'm going to get married again. And I said bullshit to him. And then he just kind of looks up at me, dead in the face. And he says, it'll happen. And then all of a sudden he looks down, starts fidgeting with his papers again. He says, I got to get out of here. The waitress comes by, okay? She says, oh, you want another refill? I said, yeah. And, I turned to her like this. And she says, okay. And I said, do you see that guy across the table from me? Because I was even unsure. I'm like, I don't know if I just envisioned this guy or what.
Right.
She says, yeah, I've seen him, but he's gone now. And I said, what do you mean he's gone? And I turned back around. He's gone. He's not even in the booth. Nowhere to be seen. He just up and he was gone. I mean, I was turned like this. I didn't see him go or anything.
Whoops, sorry about that.
That's all right.
I was trying to. So, what do you think it was you?
No, it wasn't me.
Oh, like from the future. That's what I'm thinking.
No. This guy, he looked like one of my old friends, but he wasn't him. It's like he tried to make himself look familiar.
Like he was like he knew you from somewhere, yeah.
Like non-threatening,
That's odd, man. So you think it was? Why do you think he was there?
I have no idea.
That is a really bizarre story.
Maybe because I don't know. I was, in a real tough spot in my life, and I was maybe debating, whether or not to go on or not anymore. And then just out of the blue, he just shows up. I mean, that's the most bizarre story I think I have. I can't explain it at all. I have no idea.
That is, so I'm just trying to think, that sounds like an MIB type of deal, but it also sounds like maybe a guy who's seen you at the bar. I don't know. Maybe he was hitting on you and you didn't catch it. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, man. You got to think of all angles. So what do you think he was going through with his papers?
I have no idea. That's what I couldn't figure out. I wanted to take his briefcase and say, let me see that, and then kind of run away, like a kid.
Oh, okay.
See what the hell. But I honestly, I don't think anything was printed on the papers.
That is so wild.
Yeah.
That's like Mr. Anderson type of deal.
I wish I could make that up, and I can't. I mean, I just can't. I can't make this stuff up.
So, did you remarry?
Yeah, that's the crazy part. I remarried and I have a kid. We adopted.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, well, now you adopted. Wow, this just gets interesting. What if he knew who you were going to marry, told you everything's going to be all right, and you adopted? Maybe is the kid special in any way that you notice? All kids are special, but you know what I mean? Like, can he float?
No.
All right.
Well, I mean, she's just a regular kid.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. She's just adorable,
Just a normal kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got her when she was first born, and when she was first born, we got the phone call. They said, "How would you like to see your baby daughter?" And we drove up north and got to see her like 2 hours after she was born.
That's beautiful, actually.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool, man. Yeah, I never met anybody who had done that. I've always seen it on TV. That's great.
Yeah,
wow.
I tell you what, though, it's really weird though when you get a phone call and they're like, "Oh, you want to get your kid?" What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. At least when the girl's pregnant, you can expect it, but it's like you don't expect a phone call and say, "Oh, here you go, your kid's here."
So you mentioned earlier you have these experiences where you live. So how did that start out for you? Was it something from years ago and it follows you, or what?
I think it follows me because there's times where I'm in the truck and I'll play Metallica or some decent music and stuff like that, and I'll feel these energies just build up, and then the hairs on my arms will stand up, and I'll sing along to certain songs and stuff like that. And the more I sing, the more energy I feel, around me. So it's crazy.
No, it's not. No, I know what you mean. I get it.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's been following me ever since I was a kid. I really do. I almost wonder, I've wondered if that guy I saw is that energy that's around me. I wonder, or if he was an angel and he had to get his wings and he had to, help me out to get his wings or something like that.
I know.
It's bizarre stuff, but you know what? I do believe it's true.
That is unreal. I mean, the most depressed I've ever been and down was about a year ago, and I didn't get any visit. I'm a little bit upset. My guardian angels just aren't doing anything for me. They always let me work it out. All right. So now you're having these experiences, and obviously we're talking about the spirit box and all that stuff. And so what's going on now?
Now I'm just kind of testing the waters. I kind of got curious as to who this is exactly, and I'm just kind of testing it out, see if I can find any answers, but I haven't really found anything yet. It's just, I've been meeting a lot of great people online and stuff like that, and we've been hanging out and doing this live ghost hunt thing, and it's a lot of fun. But I think yesterday was the most we actually got responses, and I sent you a couple responses that we got. It's in your email.
I know. I didn't remember to pull. I'll pull it up while we're talking.
Okay.
Yeah, it won't take long.
So yeah, it was really, really interesting. The first three messages that I sent you, those were from last night that we captured. I didn't even realize it through the live stream until after I got done with the live stream. I was sitting out in the garage and I was listening to the recorder, and I pulled up some stuff. It's pretty interesting.
So have you seen any shadows, anything moving?
I've heard moving. It's every time I'm upstairs, I hear stuff downstairs. If I'm downstairs, I'll hear stuff upstairs. It never happens when I'm in that room. It's the craziest thing. I know a couple weeks ago, I was just coming in from the garage, and all of a sudden I heard this plastic tote being pushed or dragged on the cement floor in the other room.
Yeah.
Like I heard it kind of go, whoo, whoo, whoo. Like, what are you doing down there? And then it stopped. I didn't hear it again. But it's just odd stuff. And then I had an interview, or I was talking with Gutter on the live chat, and he was talking about something. And from my recorder, we heard what sounded to be glass clinging together. And I do have a curio cabinet over here with glass in it. And it just, all of a sudden you hear it go cling as he's talking. So it's...
Oh. God, I hate that, man. That happens here at my place. Yeah, that's just, I'll hear dishes like clanging together. And I know which ones they are because they're the only ones that can make the noise. And isn't that weird? It's like...
Yeah, I know, like in my last house I had one of those walls, with the little piece of wood on top with the fake brick and all that, and I had model cars on it, and I'd sit downstairs and all of a sudden I'd hear the cars like being slid sideways across the wood. It'd make that noise, and then I'd get up and look, and then you'd actually see little fingerprints on the cars.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, if they were dusty, you'd actually see little fingerprints on the cars. Like, what is going on?
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, but here I have them on a glass. I have the cars in the curio, but I haven't heard the rubber sliding around or on the glass. I think it's just on the wood where you can actually hear it.
I'm gonna pull up the screen here. I'm not sure if you're gonna echo or hear an echo, but because I have it in, I'm opening up the MP3 now. This is the glass clang.
Okay.
All right. So if it echoes, I'm sorry for you. I don't know. Here we go. Oh, let me make sure we're connected. Hold on. Remove from stream. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Here's glass clanging. We'll play it a few times. Make sure the volume's up. It is. Here we go.
You're wandering around. He was acting like he was looking around.
Oh my God, that's loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Here we go. Let's try it again.
He was wandering around. He was acting like he was looking around.
No way. Hold on.
He was wandering around. He was acting like he was looking around.
That's crazy, dude.
Well, it's like it sounds like somebody bumped it or something, you know, and it kind of
Here's
shift or whatever.
What is this next one I'm gonna play? That is guitar sound. It's coming up.
Oh, it's a real low. I can't understand this one. We were trying to figure that out. It has like this low purr. It sounds like a little musical deal.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me. I want to change the screen around here. See if we can get us bigger. No, I don't want me.
Mm.
All right, I see what's going on here. All right, we'll just leave it like that. All right, here we go. This is guitar sound.
You know, that's weird.
Some honky tonk?
Yeah, that was my chair. Right here. It's really.
What was that?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Here we go.
I
again.
actually got
Right
that twice. I got that in another sound file too.
Oh wow. Okay. It sounds far away from you. Is it in the next room?
I don't know where. Honestly, I didn't hear it until we were playing it back.
You don't have a guitar?
No.
Oh my.
No, actually, you know, we were talking. It was Greenman, the Norm, and I. We were doing a podcast, and we were trying to, you know, do a ghost hunt or whatever. And what happened was, I saw Greenman or the Norm moving around, and I thought he had his guitar in his hand because I saw him do this type deal, like he was holding something.
Yeah.
And I thought he was moving his hands on the guitar, but actually he wasn't holding anything. And that's when I heard the purr. It's really strange.
He couldn't have been hiding it under a table in front of you, or
no? I mean, I saw his hands; he wasn't holding anything. And
oh, okay. Well, let's hear it again. It happens about almost halfway through. So here we go.
You know, that's weird.
Some honky tonk?
Yeah, that was my chair. It's really.
What was that?
Right here.
I don't know, chair. It's really.
It doesn't sound like a guitar to me.
My chair.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what. Sounds almost like a synthesizer type of deal. One more time.
That's my chair.
That is weird. It almost has like a reverb to it as well. You hear it echoing like it's far away in a tunnel, maybe. It's weird.
Yeah.
All right. And would you record this on?
Just my phone voice recorder.
What's this next one called? Help.
Oh, this one's nuts. This one, if you play it, just play the whole thing, but towards the end, you'll hear somebody say, help.
Cool. And this is just an EVP.
Yeah, this is just done by the phone phone recorder app.
Wow. Cool.
That's what he was saying. It was like another place.
Wait. Was that it at the 7-second mark?
It's like right at the it's almost at the end, but it's
right there?
Like at the quarter mark, I think.
Wait, which end? This end or this end?
No, the right end.
Nothing happens from here to here, so it's. I hear a.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay. Oh, I hear better now. Here we go. That's very clear, but undeterminable. Undetermined. Hold on, one more time. Yeah, it's like a help.
Yeah.
And that's just you there by yourself.
That's just me in the room by myself.
Next one is what's your name? Here it comes. We'll listen to it and we'll talk. See if we can hear.
What is your name?
Right there. It almost sounds female.
Yeah, it did. Oh, that's a tough one. Ah, it didn't buffer correctly. Here we go. Why am I not hearing it anymore? Right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lower grade, but it sounds like there's some sort of language being spoken. It's just
It's
unexplainable.
unlegible.
Did you have any other equipment with you, like a millimeter or anything?
No, we were just using that recorder that night.
Is this something you planned or not really?
No, we just kind of try one or the other, you know.
I think I figured out the secret to ghost hunting, and I don't know if I've told anybody the secret, because the secret is this. When you go ghost hunting, have everything planned out before you get there. Don't talk about what you're going to do, because if the ghosts are smart and listening, they will know what to expect. Put a camera here, put a camera there, put a camera here. We'll make them listen to this. I put a rod over there, a J rod over there. No, man. Just do it without talking. Let's try that for once.
Yeah, that's what I try to do too. I've had a bunch of boxes and stuff down here, and then just before my live stream, I'll move stuff around, and yeah, I'll move boxes from one end to the other, or you know, move furniture or something like that, just a little bit, and then that seems to stir everything up. And then even when I play, you know, some music before I start the live stream, that seems to stir it up even more.
What do you think about the field of the paranormal as a group? Do you think, how long have you been in this field, like on the internet, doing the YouTube thing anyway?
I mean, I used to watch the shows all the time. Like it was my one thing. I'd get home from work and I'd just watch it nonstop. You know, this went on for years. There's some stuff it's like, I don't think so. You know, I mean, some of it's not believable. You know, it's like, the one episode I had with the one app I was testing, you know, it was just a bunch of random recordings of different sayings and stuff like that. And after listening to it, I had it in my truck for 4 hours. I was just listening to the app, you know, constantly. And come to find out, it was just random words, you know, in a voice program on the computer. People were randomly, they were randomly putting different stuff in there, and it's just basically a random generator. And I think some of these shows, they do that just to hype it up. But you can honestly tell if it's real or not. You can see the people's expression. I get a kick out of when you do the Hauser Wowser thing, because I've heard different stuff, you know, much like you, where you hear it and you're like, why don't you say anything? You know, this is clearly what it is. I'll hear it too. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, what the hell?
And they're answering him intelligently.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, nah, nobody would believe that one.
Yeah, and then you'll say, well, it said this. Why didn't he say that? And then I'll say, you know, I'm in my truck, and I'll say, well, it said this too. Why didn't you know? And he'll just sit there. It's like, what? What the hell?
I tell you what, he offered to come on my show, so I'm gonna.
You have to ask him why.
Of course. He knows all about it. He knows.
Yeah. That's beyond me. I mean, I just sit there and laugh. I don't get it.
He goes, what is your name? And then he doesn't stop there. And then he goes, what is your name? How many people are with you? And by the way, have you seen Unidentified with Lou Elizondo? It's like, just shut up and let them answer.
Oh, it looks like I got some ice cream on my shirt. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Don't answer yet. Hey, hon, can you get me a wet sponge? All right. The next one you have here is called 14 seconds. I don't know. That's what it says.
14 seconds into it, that's when you hear the...
Oh, okay. So let's listen. Here we go. Oh, I think you should be able to hear it, but let me change the screen. Here we go.
That water bottle might be in your way. You might want to knock that over.
What was that, a growl?
In your room.
Sounded like it said nope.
Oh. All right, let's hear. Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It sounds like he's growling though. Wow, that's a.
Or like no, or something like that. Oh.
Oh, I wish I could turn it. Oh, I can turn it up on my headset. True. Oh yeah, I think. Yep, I went the wrong way. All right, I got mine on real loud. Here we go. Wow, man, could it have been a frog? One more time. I got to hear this loud. I don't know. That's weird. You don't have any animal like a cats,
No.
dogs? Really?
No.
All right. Very cool. One more here. Oh no, that's it. Yeah, that was it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
I like the glass one, man. That was really cool.
Yeah, you know what? We didn't even hear that when we were recording. It was when we went back to listen to it. That's when we heard it.
Looking
Oh,
around.
that's so wild. That's the best kind when you don't hear him.
He was acting like he was.
You know, it's really weird. I used to take long walks with my dog, and sometimes I would use my voice recorder and put down my ideas that way while I'm walking if I came up with a good idea. So I'm playing it back and listening to what I'm saying, and all of a sudden I hear Rich. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And
that happens.
They call your name. It's happened to me when I used to have a Walkman, the CD Walkman. Just because the headset was on, I heard my name through it when I was working out.
There was one time I almost fell asleep while driving, and all of a sudden I heard, that echo reverb sound. Kind of did the,
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Okay.
And right when it said my name, I'm like, I jolted up. It scared me enough to where I opened up my eyes and I was, inches away from going in the ditch. I'm like, holy crap. And yeah, I was awake the rest of the day when after that, but
have you ever heard of exploding head syndrome?
I don't think so.
Well, it's a real thing, and it has to do with sleep deprivation. And I've gone through this because I haven't been sleeping like for 15 years until just recently. And what it is, when you're over exhausted, like if I don't sleep for 2 days, my body will force me into a sleep without me even knowing it. And then all of a sudden you will hear what sounds like somebody slamming the front door or dropping, and it wakes you up, and it's called exploding head syndrome. And I wonder if that's what, there's many different versions. Somebody can go, hey, and nobody's there. I've had that happen. And I'm like, what? And I wake up like, what? And nobody's there. And I'm like, oh my God, how weird.
Yeah.
You got to look that up. It's a wild syndrome.
I had something like that happen to me when I was downstairs here after work. Went to play a game or whatever on the PS4, and I was getting my headset together. Nothing was on yet. I just turned the PS4 on, and then all of a sudden I heard a voice right in my ear. They said, "I hear you," and I'm like, I hear you too. And that was all I heard.
When you repeat the voice, did it sound like you telling you?
No, this was a way deeper voice than my voice.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like you trying to change your voice, that voice, because I'm asking because I had a situation where I woke up. I could have been sleeping, but I woke up and something was about to whisper in my ear, "I'll be in your head before you wake up." And when I do the voice, it's perfect. It's like me coming back trying to fix me before I wake up.
I couldn't do it that low, what I heard. There's no way.
Yes, and why do people hear this low voice? It's wild. Yeah. It just blows me away. So have you ever gotten into Satanism or devil worship, or are you a God-fearing man, or
pretty
read
much
the Bible?
Yeah, well, I mean, I used to. I'm not that into it anymore. 2 years ago, I lost my dad. He had Alzheimer's.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
It's been pretty rough, and
yeah.
So I've stayed away for a while. Well, after seeing what I have seen, you kind of question everything anyway. So it's really hard to believe on, whatever thing that everybody says is accurate or not.
It sounds like, though, growing up, you were interested in it, but had no influence from your parents. So,
No.
who was your person to look up to when you were growing up into this field? Anybody in particular? Like probably Carl Sagan.
Not really. I mean, I just once the internet came out and I discovered all the UFO stuff coming out on the internet, and I got really involved in the UFO stuff. Just trying to figure out what exactly I have seen, and it was basically my quest to figure out, okay, I know I saw this, what the hell is it? And I've been constantly searching, and I think that's what got me into it. And I don't know, the ghost thing was always there, a part of my life. I never really did any research on it. I just had a feeling it was there. And now I just know it's a part of my life because there's certain things that happen, and you can't explain it.
So earlier in the show, when we first started talking, I said, maybe I think aliens and the spiritual stuff that people see are intertwined somehow. Have you noticed any of that comparability, with ghosts or things you're seeing and hearing having to do with the lights you saw or have seen?
Honestly, I think that some of it is intertwined, but I don't know if it all is. You know what I mean?
So there must be a lot of stuff out there then that we don't understand.
Yeah, I believe there's quite a bit that's think of all the different races and everything that we have just on this planet. I think you branch out, universally or whatever you want to call it. I believe there's a lot more out there than we think there is. I think that there's different different races out there too. There could be good, evil, whatever.
But imagine this: in our own oceans, they've been finding the strangest of life forms that we never thought were even possible. The weird looking crab jellyfish with those huge long tentacles hanging down, the big blob that was like 40 feet long or whatever it was. And
right.
Look at squid or octopus. They can mask where they are just by camouflaging themselves.
Right.
They're bizarre. But so it is possible then, maybe that these aliens or spiritual things are here, but they're probably a form of energy or light being. They're so advanced, maybe evolved, that they're just pure energy.
Right.
And do all this stuff, maybe. I don't know. Why would they need a UFO?
Yeah, I don't know. There's talks of them, in the oceans and stuff like that. There's, I've heard about, beings in the water and people who were scuba diving or whatever, and these giant beings were in the water they come across and they didn't know what to think of. And then there's, like that ship they found in the water. I'd love to go down there and see what the hell that is,
What
but I'm
ship?
sure that there's
oh, you mean
the thing that looks like the Millennium Falcon?
Yeah, not Guam. Where is that from? I think Belgium. The Belgium.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
No, is it? No. Somebody will put it in the chat room. But yeah, okay. So the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that thing,
I would love to go there.
Yeah, that interests me.
It looks like a UFO though, right?
Right. I mean, it looks like it was dragged or something, for a while. Maybe a half a mile or whatever. It looks like there's a track behind it. Like it was actually maybe in a battle, maybe a space battle, and then it actually fell to Earth and dipped in the ocean, and then that was its settling place. It just kind of flew in the ocean or whatever. The water just kind of took it, and then it kind of bounced around on the bottom, and that's where it sits.
The Baltic Sea anomaly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you guys.
Yeah, that is that interests me. It really does.
So you're having these experiences, but you did say you go on YouTube and look at videos and stuff. I have to ask you because I like to ask. I think I'm asking everybody this. What do you think about those 3 UFOs that came out from TTSA or the Navy or whoever? Do you think they're real UFOs or airplanes or both?
I don't know. I mean, the more I hear about it, the more it sounds conflicting.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, who's to say if Fravor is actually telling the truth or not? I mean, I've seen videos on him explaining it, and he seems so genuine. Like,
yeah,
he says, "Oh, it was going this fast and that and whatever." If you see the flare video, okay, it has that corona around the craft on the radar. Just basically every craft that you see that's actually real, that's recorded, they have that same the corona deal around the craft. It's like a force field or something around it. So honestly, I think it is real. I really do. It's just, I think they're getting heat from somebody saying, I don't. The thing is, I think what would really break the story is if we saw the whole video. The problem is we only saw, 3 bits of it. It's like if what are you hiding? Why can't we see the whole thing? I think that would be the true story right there. If we knew exactly what it was and saw the whole video, I think that'd be our answer right there.
Because there's supposed to be clearer video before they turn the FLIR on, where they saw the fleet.
Right.
Oh, there's a whole fleet of them over there. All right, turn on the FLIR. Let's just go after this one. I mean, that to me doesn't make sense either, but I guess that's the direction they were heading in. And were you ever in the military?
No, my dad was. He was a Vietnam vet.
Did he watch that video with you?
No, he was, he
had all,
he's been cut. His brain hasn't been there for a while.
Okay.
But I know, back when I was 18, 19, it was basically after I saw that the light flash. He actually came out when I was 20, and he said, when I was in the military, he said he saw a craft. And when he was they were flying somewhere in a chopper, and they come up over this hill, and he said that there was a craft hovering right next to him. He said there was windows all the way around it. And I guess the pilot turned around and said, "Now, if you guys mention any of this, you saw any of this, there'll be a bullet for you." So they could not say a damn word about anything.
And he never did.
No, never.
Hey, Tommy, thank you very much. He said he likes my shirt, and yes, I do golf. Well, I haven't been, but yes, thank you. $5. Thank you, Tommy L.
Nice, Tommy.
Yeah, cool. So we've already been talking 55 minutes. Can you believe how fast this is going? I told you. I knew an hour would be, I don't know. We can keep talking. You got a few more minutes?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, so with that being said, what do you think? Have you looked into the alien metals that we supposedly have that Luis Elizondo now has his hands on, that were from Art Bell, from Linda Moulton Howe?
Yeah. I don't know that. I don't know what to make of that. I really don't. Unless you physically see it. I mean, I guess I really haven't. I've heard about the story. I don't know if there's a video on it. Like if they actually had it in their hand and whatever. But I guess you'd have to see the evidence.
Well, that's what this season of Unidentified was supposed to be about. It's supposed to come out at the end of May, just like it did last year. And it's supposed to be about these alien metals and how they go about it. And yeah, it's so far, I think it's delayed. I don't know if the show will ever come out. That would be sad. Yeah.
Has anybody else noticed that every time, because I'm into that Skinwalker Ranch show.
Yeah.
You ever notice that every time it says it's going to be on this day, it's delayed another 2 days? And then the next time it's on, it's delayed another couple days. It's never on when they say it's going to be on.
I didn't notice that. I record everything and watch it later, so that's why.
Right. But I mean, every time because I don't get much to watch, after driving a truck, and I'm like, okay, well, good. That thing recorded, last night. So when I get home, I can watch it. And I'll come home and it's not recorded. It'll say it's recording, Tuesday when it was supposed to be recorded Friday. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then it'll do the same thing the following week.
Well,
I don't know.
That's very rare that would happen. The only thing I could think is because they've done it with the TV show Fringe and they did it with Cheers and Seinfeld. They really looked for a better time slot or worse, or maybe they were just trying to make it difficult for people to find.
Right.
Most of us people who like this stuff always hit that record button anyway. So we'll eventually get it, but that's odd. I wonder, especially because of what Skinwalker's all about.
Right.
I think Skinwalker's the real deal. I think that ranch they wouldn't spend Bigelow and his company, and they wouldn't stay there 7 years if they didn't see anything.
Yeah. I bet you there's something underneath that damn, what do you call it? That, all that rock and all that.
Yeah.
I bet there's something under there.
There's so many things we don't know. It's just, you've heard of Mel's Hole?
Yeah.
That thing's weird. There's 2 holes there's several holes all over the world that are like that. And, they seem like to have bottomless pits. I'd like to know if that's hollow earth or is it just, lava earth, lava tubes.
Right.
Earth is very porous. People don't realize that. The rock, even though you're walking on this, this crust, it's very porous and can give out, especially with all the sprinkler systems and sewers put in and living in Florida. It's sinking.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, where are you in Wisconsin? No, you drive to Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm in Minnesota.
Oh, man. Wow.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Skinwalker Ranch. I swear to God, like I say, whatever we heard that one night with the lights, I swear to God, that was that Skinwalker sound. Was that yell or whatever. And
that's creepy.
I'd love to go to that ranch and just hang out, see what happens at night.
Minnesota's got a huge history of UFOs, like major sightings.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that one road that I used to drive on, that I-90 between Wisconsin and what the hell is it called? Rochester. So from Rochester to the Wisconsin border on I-90, I call that the Paranormal Highway because that's where I've seen a lot of stuff on that road. I've even seen, I was watching one of your videos you were talking about the ice crystals in the clouds and it makes funny lights and they move all over the place.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, I actually saw a light like that, but it wasn't moving. I come up over a hill and the light, it was just a normal storm cloud, a remnant of a storm cloud. All of a sudden there was a light that just turned on inside the storm cloud, just, and it was pointed down, was not moving. And then I go down the hill, come back up the hill, and then the light turned in my direction, just went, and as soon as it stopped, it shook like it got startled, like, holy crap. And then it just went, down, made a down U motion and just boom, then the light shut off. But I mean, a plane can't move that fast. This thing was at least 2 to 3 times bigger than a plane, and it looked like a police spotlight just sitting there, and all of a sudden it had no big movement. It just went So I don't think that was ice crystals either, but that was on that I-90, and I was thinking about next Friday, because I got that dash cam now. I'm trying to pick up, unexplained stuff. I was thinking about Friday, taking that highway back home if it's nice and clear outside, see if I pick up anything on the dash cam.
So I can't help but every time I look at your screen there, I see the video games in the back.
Right.
And I am just like, I don't know if I'm jealous, but what is this hamburger guy here? What is that? That looks familiar.
That's Burger Time.
Burger Time. I couldn't remember the name of it. Very cool game. I got good at that. That's not easy.
That's Peter Pepper.
And then, is that his name? Yeah. And then you have real Pac-Man.
I have a really tiny mini Miss Pac-Man and then the Dig Dug.
Dig Dug, yeah. Dig Dug always made me mad because it should be an easy game and it's hard. For me,
Right.
it was.
Yeah,
I
it
like the
seems like
stool.
it's easy. Yeah.
I always was great at Frogger. I had the record at this place called Super Fun for like 5 years. Oh my God, nobody could ever beat me on Frogger. I love that table model. What was your favorite game?
Back in the day, it was I want to say Miss Pac-Man.
Really?
I liked Pac-Man when it first came out, but I
Yeah.
actually enjoyed playing Miss Pac-Man better.
It was
But,
it was a little better. It was a little sharper. Had cool intermissions.
Yeah. But yeah, I love them all though. I love everything retro now.
Do these games ever experience any type of effects from the paranormal?
I haven't seen any. I haven't seen anything at all.
Do you have a podcast? You have a podcast, right?
Yeah, I have one. The wife is getting on me that she don't like it. She wants me to shut it down.
What do you want to do with it?
I don't know. I want to keep going. I like to find answers and have fun and BS and be funny and all that stuff. And I don't know. The wife just doesn't like the paranormal. She says she's had experiences ever since she was a kid, and she just doesn't. She doesn't want to get into it or pull any other things back in the house. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with it.
Why do you play? Do you play them still?
What's that?
Your game.
Oh, the games?
No, you burnt out on them.
No, I play them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play them all the time. I'll get home from work at 3 or 4:35 in the morning, and when everybody's sleeping, I'll play them down here.
Well, where can people find your podcast?
I just do it on my channel, Gamevet02, on YouTube.
Okay.
I was thinking about doing a live one tonight.
I meant to mention that in the beginning, and I forgot. Very unprofessional of me. I'm so sorry.
Well, that's all right. I was going to ask you if you wanted to join us. I have an open spot if you wanted to try. Maybe it might be my last time ghost hunting here in the basement, but I was going to see if you wanted to join me and do a live ghost hunt.
Yeah, well, yeah, let me know, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, tomorrow night we've got a guest coming on too. It's Green Man, Jim, right? That's his name, Jim, right?
Yep.
I get you guys confused. I'm glad I remembered.
Yeah, he's
because I
guy.
met you guys at the same time, so everything's like a short-term memory blur.
Yeah, we're like Bill and Ted, or Jay and Silent Bob.
It is like that. So nothing going on. What was the most recent thing that happened to you, though?
As far as the paranormal?
Yeah.
I guess with that guy saying, "I hear you in my ear," that was the last thing, and that was just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. All right. So this isn't, this happened. What's that?
Oh, yeah. I feel the energy all the time with me. I could go to the grocery store and I'll feel it, or, just walking around the house, or, laying down in bed. It's kind of odd. I don't know. I was thinking about recording when I go to sleep.
Yes.
Because it seems like when I lay down in bed, I'll see like these little white orbs. And I'm like, God dang, am I getting, what do you call it? The thing with the eyes? No, the...
glaucoma?
Or something like that.
Tunnel vision?
Something like that. But I'm like, no, I don't think so. Because then when I shut my eyes, I still see it. And I'm like, God, am I getting that? I forget what it's called. But anyway.
When it misfires. Yeah.
Epilepsy? Yeah, I'll open up my eyes and I'll just see it. So I was thinking about just taking my camera and recording, when I'm laying in bed, and see if I see any orbs flying around. But I always thought that was interesting.
Did you think your wife would be upset since she sleeps there too?
Well, now the kid, she sleeps with her. I actually sleep in the kid's room because, my kid is too scared to sleep in her room for some reason. I think she saw something and she doesn't want to admit it.
If I were you, I would get 2 different recorders, maybe an old cell phone or an actual recorder. Put one in the bedroom when you go to sleep, one in the living room, or another hotspot, and see what you catch.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to sound, but then you got to listen to it, in real time, which sucks, but
Yeah.
you'll probably hear the weirdest stuff you ever heard in your life.
Right.
It scared the hell out of me when I've done it.
Yeah.
I hear all for a long time. It sounded like I was hearing like the place collapsing on me, and meanwhile, it was the people upstairs banging so loud, and I couldn't figure it out for a while. And it was very loud on the recorder. I actually woke up and turned the recorder off like real quick. It was very strange. I don't even remember doing it, but you need to, and then you'll hear yourself snoring and breathing weird and talking, all that stuff. No, you got to do it.
Or maybe you might hear whispering, like voices just whispering amongst each other.
I didn't want to say
too.
it.
Or I've actually heard that before. Just sitting on the couch, just sitting down. All of a sudden, you'll hear this. What?
Hey, let me ask. There's something that I heard a couple of times on a couple of different ghost hunting shows. Even I believe it was the Alaskan show, Missing 411. Well, I've heard this. What sounds like. You know what a tuning fork sounds like?
Oh, yeah.
If you put that up to your ear and it goes, that's what I hear sometimes. It almost sounds like an insect, but I'll have my headset on and it happens. And it sounds like there's a bug in here, but it's impossible. Have you ever had that happen? Because I'm looking for people that this is happening to.
I've just heard the real loud, high-pitched tone. I know just the other night I had a high-pitched tone. It started in this ear, and it felt like it went from this ear smooth through to my other ear, like an arrow, went through my head.
Yeah, and that's true.
I've heard from a couple of different people that's actually a ghost trying to get a hold of you. They're actually trying to talk to you when that happens.
Sometimes, and I don't know if this is with you, but people with higher blood pressure, when they stand or sit, the blood flows to their head or away from it, and it creates this pressure in our ears that makes that sound. I say, yeah, maybe once in a while. That's a different type of sound than what you're talking about.
Yeah,
that's a signal.
Right. If you're just sitting there not doing anything like this right now, and that happens and it goes from one ear to the other, that's not from blood pressure,
And it sounds identical. How can it sound identical if you know what I mean? The ears aren't perfect the same. I don't know. Aren't perfect the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't even speak.
That's how the adults say it.
But it is weird when you think about this because they're electrical. They're energy of some sort. So I don't know. But other than that, anything else going on? Driving around, see anything in the last week?
No. No, I haven't seen anything well. I mean, there was one thing that caught me kind of off. I was talking to Green Man about it. Green Man had an experience 2 weeks ago, Wednesday. Okay, it was 10:48 p.m. He texted me and he says, "Dude, you won't believe what's happening. My EMF meter is going nuts." The same time I got that message from him, I saw what looked to be like a big wolf with red eyes on the side of the road, and this happened the exact same time.
Okay.
Now, the red eyes, his EMF meter was going nuts. I actually posted a video on my channel about it. The red eyes were actually lighting up the ground and emitting, the light off the ground. Now, I had my dash cam. Of course, it didn't capture it. It didn't capture it at all. Like, it wasn't even there.
Yeah.
So the whole week I'm thinking, God, I wish I would have got that because I wanted to send it to you and, and all that stuff. And didn't happen. Next week, Wednesday, 10:48 p.m., I see it again. Throughout the whole week, the last week, it wasn't there, right?
Right.
It wasn't there that Thursday. It wasn't there Friday. Monday, Tuesday, it wasn't there. Wednesday rolls around the next week. It was there again. It was on the side of the road, laying down, jaws kind of open, teeth like this freaking huge, like bigger than half my head. lights, or the eyes were lit up bright red, brighter than or more red than tail lights.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe this time, for fuck's sake, you know, the dim. Or sorry, but you know, maybe
No, that's all right.
maybe the cam got it this time.
Yeah.
Go to review the footage, nothing, not there again.
Ah.
So then I'm like, what is going on? Last Friday, it shows up again. I still haven't reviewed the footage yet, but it was there again Friday at 10:54 or 5, something like that. Right around the same time, but on a Friday. Now, I don't know how many of these damn wolves are with the red eyes, but I thought that was like a myth. You know? I thought that was a mythical creature or something like that, or I've heard of one person saw one, but I thought it was, you know.
Well, what is it? What is this one called?
I have no idea.
Could it be Dogman?
I don't know. I heard somebody say the devil dog. It's the devil's dog or something like that.
Dogman, I'm sure. Hey, Area 503. Yeah, I'm sure.
It wasn't a man, though. It was just it looked like a devil dog, you know?
Okay, all right. It's the devil's dog, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've heard of one. I was trying to research it, and I've only come across one person that actually talked about it. And there's been a lot of people saying it's bullshit. But when I see it 3 freaking days, especially 2 days in the same day at the same time, I mean, how many of those can there be, honestly?
That it's the same one, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like coming back. And then I was talking to the guys, you know, I said, maybe I should just stop and, you know, take a photo with my phone and then I'm thinking, well, I don't have a gun. And say if it's playing possum, I mean, the damn thing could just jump up and get me or whatever. So I don't know, man. You know, what they say is proof is in the pudding, but how much you want to risk your life to get it, you know?
I hear you, but yeah, that's part of being a researcher too. If you want to go that far. A couple of interesting comments here in the chat room. Nathan says, dude, listen into SOR when they talk cryptids at GameVet. That's for you.
Yeah.
Nathan says. Dogman. Anybody have any questions you'd like to ask?
Yeah.
Because, oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading. See, this is what happens when I read. I usually don't read the chat room that much. It's just me, GameVet. Hi. All right, here, I'll put this one up for you. I think this person knows you. Here we go. Idle space. It's just me, GameVet, hiding on the side of the road. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, it's Dave.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
Nice.
Squatch. No, we don't say squatch. Yeah, we say squatch here because we're not in Canada.
Okay, Tommy L, he says, where's GameVet driving at? I am driving between Minnesota and Wisconsin, from Eagan, Minnesota down to, what the hell is that called? It's down by, it's called Toma, Wisconsin.
Do you drive the same schedule?
Same schedule, same route every day, back and forth. But that highway that I've actually seen all the, I don't know what you want to call them, apparitions or whatever, that was actually south of that road. That was on I-90 between Wisconsin and Minnesota. But the road I run is actually parallel to that road. It's just north a few miles.
So B. Baker wanted to know if there are rioters trying to grab onto your truck, do you plan to stop? Or?
If they try to grab onto my truck, no.
Okay.
But I mean, if they're standing in front of my truck, I have to stop. I won't plow through them. If that makes sense. I mean, you know, that's such a tough issue, though. It really is, because I'm legally, you know, my work says I can't stop, you know, because if I stop, there's no locks on the back of my truck, so they could just try to loot it or who knows what, you know. People are freaking weird. I mean, we had somebody steal a semi just last week and then plow into a bunch of people and run them over. And there was a gas truck. I mean, who knows what the hell they were thinking? They were probably thinking they could use it as a bomb or something, you know?
Wait, is that the gas truck you're talking that ran in? No, that wasn't the one that drove up to the crowd on the freeway.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the same one you're thinking of.
Yeah, that guy didn't see that they didn't block that entrance to the freeway yet.
Yeah, and
So
the people were standing on the freeway.
Yeah.
Yep.
So weird. What's this? Watch the trucker on that bridge in Minneapolis. You don't want to stop. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. It's a weird time we're living in. And it makes me wonder, too. I was thinking about this yesterday. Could it be creating a more demon-like atmosphere in the paranormal world, I wonder? Are people getting more evidence while people are rioting and protesting? What do you think about that?
It could be, you know, like I say, there's certain events that I do around here that stir stuff up, and I'm sure, you know, with the UFOs and stuff like that, it seems like any little change, it stirs things up. And I'm sure with all the evil going on, first of all, you know, the aliens out there, or whatever you want to call them, beings or whatever they are, they're looking at us like, God, look at these freaking people. What the hell's wrong with them? But then again, on the spiritual side, if they are spiritual, they're also thinking the same thing. And, you know, that realm is getting stirred up as well.
Huh. I'm wondering if that... See, have you ever seen any videos that link Back to the Future, the movies, with 9/11?
No.
Okay, well, I'll tell you why. I haven't seen them until just recently. And the reason I bring it up is very interesting because 9/11 was the most viewed thing on TV at the time. I don't know what has beaten it since, but supposedly that was everybody around the world was watching it. That created such an energy that it created maybe like a wave in the time rift. And maybe some predictions were made about 9/11 in the movie Back to the Future, and some things that are going to happen in 10 years were probably predicted now. It's just weird. 9/11 made, I think, some sort of change in the space-time continuum. Maybe, I don't know how it works, but if you look at that and you look at other things that the whole world look at, you know, those things pop up in The Simpsons too, how The Simpsons predicts the future. It's very detailed. It's not just like, oh, Kevin Spacey, you know, and this. No, it's specifically young boys, you know, running away from Kevin Spacey. It's very odd how they would know such a thing, but I don't know. That's why.
I think that was most viewed as the moon landing.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
You know, it's, I think both controversies are just as equal.
So if we're able to manipulate, just because everybody's on the same wavelength and everybody's hearts are crying, you know, everybody wants to help people and all that energy, that empathy, and I don't know. I don't know if it goes into the ether of the universe or whatever it is that floats around in space, but whatever it is, I think it did something. I think
you know, the thing with 9/11 is that everybody, it was different than what's going on now. Everybody felt compassion. Everybody was there for each other when that happened.
Yep.
Now we're going through this crap, this C-19, and it's like nobody could give a crap about you. I was walking in the damn store, you know, and I was, you know, I'm one of those guys. I don't wear a mask. I don't freaking care, whatever, you know. And I walk into the store. This guy, he was wearing the rubber gloves, you know, the mask and all this stuff. He was walking down the center of the aisle, and as this aisle's huge. I'm walking up to him, but I'm to the right of him, and he just continues walking straight down the aisle. And I'm not a small guy. I'm a pretty big guy.
Yeah.
As soon as I got maybe a half a foot away from him, he goes, "Jeez," you know, he moves. He says, "Watch it," you know. I'm like, dude, you're the one not moving. Get the hell out of my way. You know, if you're so worried about this shit, stay home.
Was he old?
Oh yeah, he was old. He was older.
He's worried. That's awesome. Yeah, it's weird, man. People looking at me weird because I'm not wearing a mask when I went to Walmart. And it's like everybody's wearing a mask in here. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, in Arizona right now, we are having record numbers of COVID patients. So we're having 500 more a day now.
Do they even have a test for that, honestly? I mean,
Who
what are
knows?
they testing for? The flu? I mean, that's what I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah, they think that's the rise. It's not from the people protesting. They say it's because there's more testing going on, that all these people are now with it. But it's bad. 500 people a day in Arizona are getting the COVID. It's way worse than it was when we peaked. The whole country peaked. But I don't know because we were one of the states where we didn't have a lot of COVID activity. And maybe it just got here. I don't know. It's so weird how it happens.
Because here, it's like it's vanished. You know, when people are still wearing their masks, it's like nobody gives a crap here anymore in Minnesota. They're like, well, whatever, you know. But there's these, the old people. They're proud and they're covered up and all this stuff. But everybody else is like, hey, come on, I want to go to Taco Bell. Let's go. Let's open that shit.
Minnesota people are tough. You guys have those winters over there. I would never want to be in.
Yeah.
It's got to be awful.
Yeah, it sucks.
That polar vortex that happened a year or two ago, how cold did it get for you?
Well, man.
Wasn't it like minus 60?
I know it was like 45 or something like that, 48. Yeah, we couldn't shut our trucks off because we couldn't do it. And then there was certain days where we just couldn't run because the brakes were froze on the trucks and there was no way you could break the ice freeze. So we had to, not run for a week just because it was so damn cold out. The trucks wouldn't stay running.
There should be a parking lot or thing that like you can put down pads that are heated and you just plug it in and you keep it underneath your car.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's an invention I just thought of.
Yeah.
Well, nobody take that. Erase. I never said it.
Yeah.
That's a really good invention for you guys. Put that under your car during a blizzard and you could go drive it the next day. Everybody else frozen in. I don't know.
Yeah, they have oil heaters, but when it's that damn cold, it doesn't do a damn thing.
But those are always on top, right?
No, it's in the oil pan, so it's at the bottom of the motor, and it keeps the oil, warm.
Yeah.
But if it's so cold out, it can't keep up to the cold, and that's what happened with that vortex crap. They just didn't stay, hot enough to actually run.
The weather seems to be a little weird. Like we had no prediction of rain, and it rained like 2 out of the last 3 days over here. At least it did by me, but it wasn't a big rainstorm. But in Arizona, we get 7 inches a year. So when it rains, it's an event.
What about the, I think it was the last week or 2 weeks ago, the clouds were actually going backwards than they normally do.
Really? I did not know this.
Yeah, I thought that was strange.
So instead of going west to east, you mean like the trade winds reversed?
Yeah, it was from east to west. You gotta look that up. It's crazy.
Yeah, I bet you Mr. MBB333 knows about it.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, this is a great place to call it a night. Thank you so much for coming on. Man, I definitely would love to have you on again because I have so many questions, but it's late and it's Sunday and I know you would probably want to get to sleep. Do you work tomorrow?
Tomorrow night. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't go to bed till 11 o'clock in the morning, so I'm up all night.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, so, okay. All right.
Yeah, I get the graveyard shift, graveyard hours.
So, but people can find you on YouTube under Gamevet02.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions for me or whatever, feel free to get a hold of me, and I usually get back to you right away.
Yeah, you do good. I'm horrible at getting back to people. Never mind. I don't want to get into it. But thank you so much, man. This was a lot of fun. And yeah. Oh, and then I'll come on your show and do the ghost hunt. All right. So that's a deal. Well,
So
thanks again.
Yeah, I should start that about 11 or so, maybe 10 or 11, something like that.
When are you going to do it? Do you know?
What's that? The show?
Yeah. What day? Or do you?
I'm gonna do that tonight. So I'm gonna start
you want
the
me
show.
to? Oh, you want me to do it with you now tonight?
Yeah, if you want, it's up to you.
Is that in a half hour or 2.5 hours?
It's in a half hour.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. So we're gonna do the live ghost hunt then.
Okay.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're gonna send me a link or how?
Yeah, I'll send you a link so you can go live. And I invited Gutter Gawker. He should be on live with us too.
That's awesome.
And then all the guys will be in there, Green Man and Norm and all.
Cool. All right. Well, I can't wait then. Yeah, the ghost hunt in 30 minutes at Gamevet02. All right. Oh, I'll put the link in the chat room now, I guess, right? Is it YouTube? Wait, you guys know. I'll put it.
I can't type anything.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
and,
thanks, man.
I'll see you in 30 minutes.
All right, sounds good.
All right, bud. Take care.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks. And good night, everybody. See you guys in 30. And that's it. No music. There we go.